Somewhere in the world, there is a person whose job is to smell armpits professionally every single day, which raises an interesting question. How bad does your CV have to be before that sounds like a good career move? Welcome back to This Is Someone's Job, the show about the strangest ways people make a living. If you've been here since the goldfish polisher, the queue stand-in, the professional mourner, the golf ball diver, the professional sleeper, the destruction tester, and the professional snake milker, welcome back. And if new here, firstly, welcome. Before we dive into today's job, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been listening. It still amazes me that this little podcast has now reached listeners in the UK, the United States of America, Australia, Japan, and now wait for it, even Vietnam. Wherever you're listening from, thank you for being part of This Is Someone's Job. Now, I'm sorry this is the episode you choose, because while most of us try hard not to smell strangers, someone else gets paid to do exactly that. A professional smeller, sometimes called an odour assessor, is exactly what it sounds like. Companies making deodorants, soaps, washing powders and perfumes need to know if their products actually work. So, they employ people whose job is to smell test subjects throughout the day. Which means somewhere there's an office where "Can you smell Dave's left armpit?" is a perfectly normal request. It turns out your nose is a remarkably useful scientific instrument. Before companies spend millions launching a new deodorant, they need proof that it actually keeps people smelling fresh. So volunteers apply products, go about their day, exercise, sweat, then professional odour assessors score the results. Imagine studying for years, only for your mum to proudly tell the neighbours, "My son's got a wonderful nose." A typical day might involve smelling dozens of volunteers, comparing different products, recording intensity levels, checking how a deodorant performs after 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. It's one of those very few jobs where breathing through your mouth probably isn't considered professional. Unlike our professional queue stand-in, whose essential equipment was a camping chair and a flask, professional smellers turn up with clipboards, score sheets, protective clothing, and a nose that's worth more to the company than the photocopier. Imagine meeting someone at a dinner party. "So, what do you do?" "I smell people." "For fun?" "No, for work." At which point, I'll imagine everyone slowly checks whether they're wearing deodorant or not. But smelling armpits is only one end of the profession. At the other end are the people simply known as noses. A nose is a master perfumer, someone capable of recognising and remembering thousands of different smells: flowers, wood, spices, fruit. Some can identify hundreds of ingredients from a single sniff. And here's the part that amazed me. There are believed to be fewer than 500 master noses working anywhere in the world, which means they're actually rarer than astronauts. And unlike astronauts, their training doesn't involve rockets. It involves spending years learning what can only be described as the alphabet of smell. It takes 7 to 10 years before someone is recognised as a master perfumer. First comes a science degree, then specialist perfumery school, then years working alongside another master nose. Some students spend months memorising hundreds of individual scent ingredients until they can identify every one completely blind. Imagine sitting an exam where the only question is, "Smell this," and somewhere there's a correct answer. One of my favourite stories started completely by accident. scientists created a synthetic ingredient called ethyl malthyl. Instead of throwing it away, they realised it smelled like caramel and candy floss. Today, that same ingredients help create the distinctive sweetness found in some of the world's most famous luxury perfumes, which means somewhere one person's lab accident became someone else's signature scent. As strange as this profession sounds, it generally shapes products we all use every single day. The deodorant you put on in the morning, the washing powder in your machine, the perfume or aftershave you wear. Real people have tested them with real noses before they even reach the shelves. So while we laugh about it, these people help companies make products that actually work. Scientists discovered that not everyone experiences smell in the same way. As we get older, our senses of smell naturally becomes weaker. The nerves in our noses slowly deteriorate and our brains process smells less efficiently. But some people are born with an extraordinary sense of smell. Others train for years. Professional perfumers constantly sharpen their noses, learning to recognise scents most of us would never even notice. Which means while I'm walking through a perfume shop thinking, that smells nice, a master knows identifying 30 different ingredients and probably wondering who blended them. It's funny how every strange job changes the way you look at something ordinary. Goldfish become luxury pets. Queues become businesses. Golf balls become treasures. Snakes become medicine. And deodorant becomes a science experiment. Maybe the strange part isn't the professional smellers exist. Maybe the strange part is realising one of the world's rarest skills is simply knowing how something smells. I'd love to see the annual appraisal. Excellent work this year. Your sniffing accuracy is outstanding, but would like to improve your left nostril consistency. And that's the thing about strange jobs. They usually sound ridiculous until you realise you're solving a problem we all have. Because whether we like to admit it or not, nobody wants inefficient deodorant. Or an expensive perfume that smells like absolutely nothing. And if you happen to have an unusual job yourself, or know someone whose career sounds completely made up, I would genuinely love to hear about it. You can reach the show at thisissomeonesjob@gmail.com. And tomorrow, while most of us are hoping our deodorant lasts until the end of the day, someone, somewhere, will be paid to find out if it actually does. Thank you for listening to This Is Someone's Job.